Hey. Hi. Tonight we're going to be starting one of the most influential games of my life. Now, I want to be very clear. When I personally describe something as an influential game, I'm not saying that you're going to see me start speed running and we're going to be done with one stream and I'm going to know all the secrets. I remember almost nothing about this game. That is because that is not how I consume media. This game aesthetically was a massive influence on my life. It rippled out into my entire aesthetic a little bit. And along with Parasite Eve and Silent Hill is the reason I'm into horror. Now, this is the remaster, as you can see. I have never played the remaster. I've never played the remaster. I haven't heard anything about the remaster. But considering the way remasters are usually handled and received by the public, not hearing anything about the remaster is probably decent news.
Yeah, I see this is where your thing for goth girls started.
Okay, well, for those of you who are of the younger persuasion, I encourage you to remember this is an old series. This is not like Super Nintendo, but it's not long after, okay?
Cain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth.
I remember watching this in glorious 16 frames a second.
As were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I stood with Cain and my brethren at the dawn of the Empire. I have served him a millennium. Over time, we became less human and more divine. Cain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. My eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, to burn forever in the bowels of the Lake of the Dead. Cast him in. Tumbling, burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
You have to understand. This was peak post-90s goth. Peak!
What
Reaver, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Cain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to reave their souls. I can make it possible.
Okay, couple things. In this setting, vampires cannot enter running water, or generally water itself. It is like acid to them.
Hoofkinka.
So that is why, you know, the Lake of the Dead, it's just a lake. Yes, for vampires, water danger is ever present, right? Cain is the lord of all vampires, the father of all current vampires as of the time the game starts. He's incredibly petty. It's like a Greek tragedy. He's sort of like a Greek god. So he just visits his wrath upon those he loves as his children. Cain successfully conquered the world of men and ruled over it with his children, who each ruled a different family of vampires. This is sometime after that happened, and the humans are basically like cattle, right? So they're like riding high. But then Raziel is the first to actually glimpse the evolution of vampires that they knew was likely coming. Ow. And then that shit happened. Instead of wings, skin cloak, face wrap, gauntlets, big ass claws. The big ass claws were the hint of vampire evolution, right? The two fingers and the toes on each appendage merging into each other, becoming just claws. So yeah, this is my introduction to Legacy of Kain, so I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about the lore prior. But Legacy of Kain Blood Omen was big on the PlayStation, and its success led into this. So this was like a wild take on the world of vampire fiction at the time. And this was released, if I recall, during the height of vampire fiction popularity and the height of America's media goth arc. This was concurrent with like Charmed, Anne Rice popularity, etc. So you have to understand the atmosphere this came around in. We were submerged in the aesthetics of goth. Okay, so obviously the textures, the models, the controls feel about the same. I have no doubt they did some minor tuning. There's gliding, there's ledge jumping, which was incredible at the time. This was some impressive shit. You can open your throat hole to suck in their souls, right? The compass, at the time, vital. These days, we're more used to 3D environments, so probably not that important, but there are some places that are like mazes. So yeah, this is Raziel. Raziel is the throat goat because that's all he has is throat. He has no mouth, no jaw. Pick the shit out. That's all there is.
This is Raziel.
Oh right, I forgot there was a crawl, and it's the weirdest crawl I've ever seen. I love it. I love this crawl. It's so bizarre. Like, what was the animation decision for this? I don't know, but they did it. It's a scample, yes. There's no sprint, but there is a walk and a crawl and buttons that don't do anything yet. There's also no auto saves, so remind me to save.
You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You've become a devourer of souls.
Do you feel the edge?
To
Don't get
sustain
cut.
your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
Don't get caught by that edge. It's sharp. Now you might be wondering, Ray, the way that soul twisted around so wildly, do you ever get in a situation where you're desperately trying to absorb souls, but it boomerangs past you and it takes like 5 extra seconds? Yes. Yes, you do. Again, unprecedented levels of parkour for the time. Unprecedented. But yes, he does have the Don Bluth haircut because almost all male protagonists of the time had the Don Bluth haircut. It was like universal. It was almost required legally, I think.
What scabrous wretches are these?
And the monster designs in this rule.
Scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
I wish I could shrink the subtitles a little bit, if only for the fact that mine are occluding them. Yeah, dodging systems, real-time combat dodges. Incredible. That is all cheek. There's nothing but cheek. There's no like fat padding, it's just cheek. Weird gangly vampire muscle. Now the music in this game is great. It's great, some great dark ambience.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms.
Welcome to the central puzzle mechanic.
Gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
So yeah, we're a spirit, technically. The spells, there's spells. I forgot about the spells. And the world returns to normal.
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve.
And the music also changes. Nearly every location has a physical and a spiritual variant with their own different versions of the soundtrack. It fucks. It fucks severely. So some ways are blocked off in the physical world or the spirit world, but not in the vice versa area. And there are some areas that are trivial in the spirit world or physical world, but in the vice versa are really difficult.
Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
Basically doesn't exist for us. Which is your hint that you need to bypass water with spiritual world movement. So I spent many hours in this game as a child. I'm sure by the standards of today, it's quite a small game, probably pretty short. But back then, it was respectably long, like not JRPG long, but like really involved. Had a lot of depth to it for the time. God, I love this shit.
Creatures.
These guys rule.
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul scuttling.
You can actually see their faces in this version.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
So, let me see if I can find you a picture of these, the Duma vampires. Because in the original version of the game, they were not terribly well defined, visually speaking. They had, they were a little crusty. I mean, look, if you're into monsters, this game has a plethora. It's just a lot. Everyone, I cannot find original pictures. Oh, here we go. As a child, I could not make visual sense of this very well. They just look kind of like alien, like blobby guys. So I thought they were just like slightly green, like HR Giger-esque guys. So you see the stark difference in quality. This was originally PS1 on a CRT, a cathode ray tube television. Making out any of these details, completely impossible. Anyway,
I knew my opponent's
here's the
weaknesses,
fellows.
having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches
Welcome to the
like
combat.
acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch.
Grappling. do that.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw
So-
in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
Let's just... Yeah. Okay. So every soul gets you health back. Basically, your physical attacks in this capacity don't do much. You got to weaken everything and then execute. And that in itself is pretty simple sometimes. Other times,
Your physical prowess
you know.
surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
There we go. I remember having to play this with a D-pad because I didn't have a controller with analog sticks. Because that wasn't a guarantee. Not all controllers had analog sticks back then. And that became rough on the thumb after a while. So this feels like heaven in comparison. There we go. You like block sliding? I hope so, because blocks will be slid.
My God!
This game is famous for that.
The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
So this is a weapon. This game has a couple weapons. But they're not one-hit kills. There we go. Throwing is not easy. Now there's dodging, apparently. What the hell? There we go. So the guys of Duma, just like any other vampire clan, they have basic and evolved variants. The evolved variants of Duma have maces like welded to their hands, or it might just be their hands have become maces. So you remember this guy talked about the pillars? Well, here's the thing. This is where my knowledge fails. The setting of the Legacy of Kain series in its entirety is really, really involved. We're talking like Elder Scrolls levels of interesting fantasy twists. The pillars apparently are like the seat of reality, and they like bind the world together, and they represent the world's like elemental compositions and stuff like that. Like not literally one-to-one, but like if they get fucked up, the world gets fucked up, you know? I don't know a lot about it, but this is how it be. Which is why everything looks weird and dead and barren. Well, that in PS1. Oh, right, you can't do that. Well, just gonna keep this guy a little dead. It's not really worth it to kill every enemy is the thing, because you're not always in a place you can take care of them. But this place, however, you absolutely can. So welcome to the place I got killed.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss. My tomb and the womb of my rebirth.
That's his womb, y'all. That's his
Though much
womb.
of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants have fared during the centuries of my absence.
Sound design is so delicious. Agreed. This game has stellar sound design. So that's a torch on the wall. I forgot I can grab those. Execution move. And the torch goes out. You want drums? Because this game got drums. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. The leitmotif! Come on, bud. You're looking a little undercooked. Let's get toasty. There we go. Come on over here. Come on over here. Camera's a little disorienting. That's normal, though. That's PS1. There we go. So yeah, it's kill, execute, kill, execute. Pretty dependable combat loop. There's some things that get switched up and thrown in now and then.
Utter desolation. My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
I like this guy's performance. I dig it. So we got two Duma assholes here. I call them assholes because when I first started playing this game as a young child, I did not understand how to properly leverage this combat system. Dodging? What's that? I don't know nothing about dodging. Now, here's the thing. If you remove the weapon, they come back to life. Right, okay, you consume their souls and they die. It's not infinite souls. If you don't consume their souls, they're still a threat, which is lovely. It's so vibes. I just can't describe to you. Wow, okay. How vibes this is.
Rail I to M about the Infinity Soul glitch SMH my head.
I didn't lie to you. I was mistaken. I misremembered. There you go. That's that PS1 draw distance right there. Y'all like that? You fucking love that. I'll tell you that. Can I drop this somehow? Oh, whoa! Yo, what? I just clicked the joystick. I just clicked the joystick and I... Oh my god. Okay. Game changer. We're playing like this. This is how we play. Holy shit, that's awesome. Oh my god, that's so cool. Do you see what this did to Baby Ray? Do you see? To sweet Baby Ray. That's an elite Duma. Certain vampires have elite variants, and they're more powerful, but they're still just vampires. Their souls are more powerful too, so they restore more health if you kill them, but they are faster and more deadly. So, you know. Can you see why this looked like some HR Giger stuff? Also, check it out. I can switch it on and off. God. Hey, Remaster crew, great job. So far, incredible work. Excellent.